Hello, it's Strigabella coming to you live from the cemetery near my house. I just thought I would make a quick update video. I've been working on making plans for our next video channel, like regular videos. I'm really hoping to incorporate some of the spirit stuff I've been doing with the EVP. I've gotten regular spirits around here that speak very clearly, very accurately, and like you can understand, as well as those like the Alice box. That one's amazing. I would love to get that, but they're all on back order from the UK. So, but I have the cheap free one, and it works around here. If you know like what spots to go to. Like there's a lot of Native American places that are around here, and if you go to a particular site, and you've left offerings or you are known by the spirits there, you can really have an amazing session. Like you can hear all kinds of stuff in the summer. I've heard the chanting and the drums and stuff. It's really beautiful. So I have been trying to really just use the time that I haven't made videos productively to like heal and like rediscover what life is all about after being married for 20 years and raising a family. It's really nice. I've been meeting so many dogs and animals everywhere I go. I've been petting everyone's dog and like learning their names, and maybe that'll be part of my my Strigabella business side, because I want to do all those kinds of things. I'm educated in everything like animal therapy, behavioral therapy, worked in a mental hospital. I've done a lot of stuff, but it's always makes me happy to do things that are spiritually or nature based in some way, because the flow of energy going out will be the flow of energy coming in. And one new thing I studied was I really learned about the different essences in our body that are like the life force. Like they've done studies on in Asia, like people live much healthier, longer, less ever sick with diabetes and things lives, and their diet and the way they use the Chinese medicine and the spiritual imbalances. If I have the book at home, maybe I'll give it away to one of you guys. It's a book, and it has like a list of all the foods. Like if you're deficient in like that, I think mine is Veda that I'm deficient in, and I always struggle with issues of like cold hands and cold feet. But yeah, apparently we inherit like half from our mother and half from our father, and we get a dominant one that we tend to struggle which one's going to be the ruler, like kind of like the ego. So I'm sitting in the cemetery, and this is the cemetery where I got assaulted a while ago, like a month ago in April. And I had my like whole face bashed in. I had 7 stitches above my eye. I had several stitches down here, which I have a big scar now. I have a broken septum still, a couple cracked ribs that I have. I wouldn't let them pace me. I don't want to be doctored up anymore after years of being like so heavy and so crippled and my back hurting all the time. I'm like feel like I did when I was in my 20s now, just from being like not communicating with abusive people and being at peace and like happy and doing stuff. I started doing art and sketching again. I might write some short like I don't know, graphic novel type things, because since I got my head hit and I had they thought I was gonna have occipital damage, and my retina got torn, but it apparently wasn't bad enough to need the cadaver replacement or whatever. So yeah, my head still hurts and I get headaches, and I notice like my memory is going very quickly. Like smells are triggering it, and I know smells can be like what happens to trigger memories like toward the end of life and stuff like that, amnesia patients. Not that you guys care about that, but I studied that brain stuff. It's crazy. You can just forget the words for 4-legged like furniture pieces, and that's like your brain damage. It's really interesting. Like you can't say chairs and that's like the word that you're missing. It's very weird. But anyway, so yeah, so I won't go into all the gory details of the whole thing, but yeah, like I've been so happy, and usually I'm very cautious. Like I always usually have a weapon of some sort in case, like, because I do go in dark cemeteries and stuff like that. But I try to be really safe and careful. I usually have a flashlight or two. I have stuff like to hide myself, like under a cape. But this particular day, I was off guard, and I was happy, and I was singing, and like I had a really good day, and I just wasn't like my normal paying attention, and but I was able to escape and use my like whole fight for living and being refusing to die that way, to do that to my family that I love and want to watch grow up and have kids. So I got choked, strangled, poopy mud water shoved down my throat. My throat was swollen with a handprint, and I don't know if I should attach the pictures or if I want to. They're really horrible. I looked like a monster. Everyone was staring at me when I had to go in court and testify. This poor little kid who sat next to me was so scared, but I ended up making friends with him because I had 2 sketchbooks, and I gave him a little tiny sketching book with some real artist pencils and erasers and stuff, because he was listening to his parents like fight about like their restraining orders and their bullshit, and he was covering his ears, and that was traumatizing me, because kids shouldn't have to listen to that horrible, the things that people say like in court and about each other and try to do to each other is just sickening. The reason I'm right now really struggling is my ex wants to get remarried and everything, and he wanted to sign the divorce in February, and we went to mediation, and we were about to sign it. Everybody was happy, and then at the last second, some math error just like threw him off, and he just didn't want to agree to what we agreed. So now the pressure's on, because the next date isn't until November 30th, and yeah, so he hasn't paid child support since March, so that's like $8,000, and I haven't been able to pay rent. Our electric got shut off and stuff like that. But it's just stuff, and I always think of Newton's law that you need a force of equal or greater mass to cause the inertia enough to change. So I'm not going to be the old me control freak who I had my whole life planned, like when I was 20. Like I knew exactly what I wanted to do, like how these many kids, I'm going to graduate college at this age, then I'm going to go to grad school, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to retire at this age, and I had the whole thing, and then I got hit by a car during my senior year in college, and I mean, so you can't live life that way, and the way I look at it is the less you overload your life with like stuff, materials, even just where you live. We have these fixations that keep us from moving and growing, and moving is life. And I flowed my blood out into the baseball field right near my house because I was just wanting to survive to get to my child, who is right across from there in our apartment, and I didn't want to die and have him like find my body in the lake or something. And so I felt I was losing consciousness because all the blood, it was so much blood. I had my head bashed twice with a metal pole in the ground, and then bashed on it again, and then hit in the face with a rock. So I had blood like pouring out of my face. It was hot, and every time I took my hand away, the blood would like pour out. So I couldn't use both hands to try to call 911. And I was trying to call 911, and I couldn't. And I couldn't see because of all the blood, and I ran through the traffic, and I was screaming for people to stop, and they was too scared to stop. And thankfully, one lady did call 911, because otherwise I was going to go down the dark street and like die. And because I gave up on the being in the middle of traffic, losing consciousness. And so yeah, once the ambulance came and they went to notify, I knew John would know what happened. I was okay. Well, I wasn't okay. I had to get rushed to a different hospital further away to handle like all the serious like CAT scans and things I would need, but somehow I didn't think I'd live because I already have anemia, I lost all that blood. I don't know. It's like that's why I believe we all have a plan and a purpose already set, like in that little clock in the sky. That's why I really love getting deep into the natal charts. That's one of the services I do on my that I posted for sale on my fan page. Like a full natal chart is just, it's so much more in depth, and you can go back to it for your whole life. Like you can read it again and again and know like which planets come around, because they keep coming around and they'll influence your life in that way of which spot they're on in your houses. There's 12 houses, for those of you that don't know that. Like the constellations are like a big clock, and at the moment you're born, you have that energetic, the pull, because the gravity controls all the water and everything. The moon controls. In the old days, before pollution, light pollution, people got their period every 28 days with the moon, because that's how it controlled the forces. I think I had faith on a full moon, actually, and it was Friday the 13th. I love that. Friday the 13th, faith was born. But yeah, so I really have been doing like those kind of in-depth things. I haven't been using a lot of tools though. My like natural ability to sense and talk to spirits and see them and see stuff has like really, I've embraced it because I'm more relaxed now. And so yeah, it's gotten a lot more intense, probably because I'm more comfortable, and I've been, I used to not want to use the spirit boxes because like other things would come through, but the one I have at least is pretty good, and I can and the 3 spirits that I talk to all the time like warn me when there's bad ones around, and they tell me to sing like certain like songs like with God in it or something. Yeah, they made me sing when I had to walk by this one neighborhood. There was other people coming through, and they told me to start singing, and I did, and they went away like immediately. It was, they always say really weird, creepy things though. But yeah, and I gave offerings to a whole bunch of young girls or kids. I think they were Native Americans killed a long time ago when when the pioneers were like fucking everybody over, and there was that war. And yeah, this whole area, I kept feeling the same feeling every time I would walk by there before I did ever use the EVP. And I would feel that feeling that like I believe that you could see where there was a burial mound where they built a house on top of it, and I feel like it was like a chief's daughter or something, plus a bunch of other young girls that all got like raped and murdered there, because the lights always burn out, the harmonica won't play certain notes and stuff like that, and it's just dark. It gives you that feeling like you just want to cry or throw up or like. And I brought all the little girls cookies, and they didn't know what Oreo cookies were, because at first they didn't know like what's this, and then they were like food, and you could hear all them saying food, and like it was the sweetest thing, because a lot of paranormal like investigations, it's kind of scary, like there's always like mean ones or people that died violently and stuff, but around here there's a lot of really there's a lot of children actually. I don't know if it's because I attract their energy, but I see these children and talk to them all the time, and they can actually, I don't have to be like that close either. Some of them can go, I know where they can go to though, because like it gets to a certain point that they can't go any further. But yeah, there's like a boy on the street I take every day. If I go like at dusk when the sun is setting, I always see this boy riding his bike at the end of the street. But then when you look in the driveway where he went, he's gone. And it was like, I could not believe the first time I saw it, because it literally was like right there, a person, like you could hear him, see him, like, and he was gone. And now I see him all the time. But yeah, he got hit by a car, I guess, on the end of that street. And yeah, and then there's the 3 boys that I talk to all the time. They all are brothers, and they died at a bridge. I'd like to do a video at the bridge, because that was their property, and I'll see if we can maybe by then I'll have hopefully got some money, and I can get a phone and get the spirit box thing again, because I can't put it on this device I'm using. I don't know if I should even say this. It belongs to like the school work stuff, and so I don't want to say what school or any of that, but so I can't really download G Play stuff or Google Play. So yeah, I did so much reading today and this morning. I had to read 56 pages of like a document, and hopefully I can eventually sign the agreement with my ex-husband, and then I can change my name. I can do, I don't know what, but I just want to be like unattached after all this time. Like I've been getting a divorce since 2013. Like literally, I filed in 2012, and it's been going. But yeah, I'm really enjoying getting out in the sunlight again. You guys always saw me in the dark. I was a vampire. I wouldn't go out in public. It's like all from trauma, from like not being able to like function around people or touching or like all those things. And it took me a long time, all those years, to finally start like this year or last year actually. Yeah, last summer probably. I started to like go out a little bit and talk to people again and reach out on social media, but it's really hard to do that, in the beginning when you're, having sleep issues and nightmares, and because it shuts your nervous system off. You don't get hungry like regular people. Like I would never know. I would forget to eat because my stomach wouldn't growl. Now I eat all the time, out enjoying the weather. I talk to people. I make friends now. Oh my god! Like the first few times that like I told like my kids or somebody I had a friend, they're like so, like, oh my god, like horrified. Like, you have a friend in real life? Like what? Because everyone's friends. A lot of people have friends online, like far away friends too. I'm surprised how many like far away, really good friendships that can form. I had a pen pal in China for a long time, and I'm so sad that I lost her. Her name is Elaine. I don't even know if that was her real name, but we corresponded for like 20 years, and then I moved and changed my email or something, and yeah. So yeah, that was my update. I show you my beautiful cemetery. I'm trying not to make it, because I really couldn't come here for like a while, and then I came with the police to like show them all the spots where what happened and how it happened. And after I did that, and then I had my friend Jake walked me through here beforehand, so like I had already like walked by here and stuff, like in a happy way. And yeah, so now it's good again. Yeah, it feels safe again. I don't have that. Maybe at night a little bit. Like I used to walk through here all hours of the day and night, in the middle of the night. I never was afraid in my town, ever. I know every crevice of the town, and I hated being fearful, like having that fear, like when I walked near here. But I think it's finally lifted. Yeah. And I've done a lot of like, started to like do my practicing and like grounding and all that again. I really want to get back into like regular practice, because it's so important to keep your mind, your body, and your spirit productive and positive if you're gonna like do anything with regard to a spiritual anything. And it doesn't matter if you're left hand, right hand, anything like that you do is very draining, and it takes a lot of energy, control, focus, power, thought, like intention, motivation. Like you have to consider those things. That's why, like, the law is, don't harm none in the Wiccan-Rede or whatever. I don't use the Wiccan-Rede, but I basically live by like a morality. I would never do like, certain people would ask for spells or something, and they would like say they want this particular thing, but they don't think of what is going to replace, like make one person go away so you can do whatever they're imagining, but it's going to be replaced with like there's a hole there that has to get filled with something else. And most people will just do repeated like spells for love, or spells for sex, or spells for whatever. I don't mess with that stuff. I'm selective on what's going on with every individual person, if I would do it or not. You have to weigh the consequences of what the outcome's going to be. And a lot of people just do it and they just know, well, we can't know the outcome, but you have to contemplate what are the possible outcomes. It's just like, witches aren't like old hags in the woods. They have to know their shit. They have to really know stuff. You have to know and feel. It's like the senses that other people just aren't, they didn't foster as kids. But I think everybody has the ability to some extent to see and know and feel presence of spirits. I think that we're just taught at an early age what to pay attention to, and we learn what's rewarded and what's not. Just some of us, we find the rewards elsewhere. Like for me, catching a little baby toad or something was like way more worth it than anything like fancy or whatever. I have been wanting to harvest all the spring things, but I can't do it in the daylight because people will see me and they'll, like, around here it's weird. I don't know, the police will come or something because everything's, like, protected and historical, and, like, I'm afraid if I clip some of the, like, crabapple tree, it would be breaking the law, so I won't. I clip the ones near the train station, though, because that's public. Yeah, they have really, if you guys don't know, young practitioners or whatever, like, train tracks are like the prime place to find like the weeds or herbs or flowers that you need that like aren't growing everywhere else, and like many of them are the most medicinal ones, and they're all usually, I found them all along the train tracks. And I think I found sassafras today, but I was in a rush, and I was gonna make sassafras beer. I've been like doing brewing for like homemade kombucha and beer with flavors and wines and stuff, because it's springtime. I love the spring. Alright guys, I'm really tired because I got up at like 4 o'clock in the morning to do all my paperwork and make the lists for things, because we're looking at getting evicted. I don't know what like else to do. I've applied for assistance, housing and all that, but the housing wait in my town is like 10 years long. So yeah, so it's insane. So unless somebody dies or like, I don't know, like decides suddenly to leave, that just puts me up one more person though. So, and yeah, kind of sucks. You hear all the birds? There's so many local birds around that are making noise every morning. Blue jays, crows, orioles. What else? Robins are everywhere. Chickadees. There was a chickadee. Owl. I saw a bunch of bats catching stuff recently. They came out already. And what else? A whippoorwill. The whippoorwills. Those are cool. And there's so many baby bunnies. This town is like, we need some more predators, like predator hawks and stuff to kill the bunnies, because there's so many bunnies. When I go out at night, the little baby bunnies are coming up to me like, I don't know if they're abandoned or they're just having fun or whatever, but they're everywhere. Little teeny tiny baby bunny. I wanted to take it so bad, but I didn't touch it. And I saw a baby. You never see baby squirrels, but I saw a baby squirrel at my friend's house. I look out the bathroom, and he's like the only one, and he sneaks out of the nest and he goes out and does stuff, but he waits for the people to walk by to go back in his nest. It's really cute. I want to leave some pistachios or something for him later. He's really cute. I've never seen a baby squirrel. They never come out of their nest usually. Like, you never see baby squirrels. I don't know if you guys ever thought of that. The little red squirrels are around here that fly. Alright guys, I have to stop talking because I am just so tired. I need to drink my coffee. It's still early in the morning too. So I will post this. Hopefully you guys can check out when I do a video. I don't know when I'm going to do another one, but I should just do them on this if I can. So rather than not do any videos. And I'm trying to get assistance also. Like I'm asking a bunch of guys like if they would come and do a nighttime, you know, because there's a bunch of places I want to do the nighttime investigations. Like I accidentally got a ghost in the background in a picture I took at the lake, and it's really like, yeah, it's good. And so if I would love to do a nighttime one at that spot, because really it's the oldest Jewish temple I think in the country. I'm pretty sure it's over there. and it's not used anymore, but it's still there and it's beautiful. It looks like I think somebody that designed something in Washington also designed this temple there. It's really pretty. I've never seen inside because nobody's allowed in there, but it's a really spooky spot. Alright, guys, my battery's gonna die, and I will do some updates later. Wow, they have police now patrolling here because of me, because of that assault that happened to me. Now they're coming by. That's good, though, to make sure everything's alright, I guess. Yeah, that's good. I like my town. There's a lot of nice people. But anyway, I want to go do investigations if I get like Patreon supporters and I start like selling stuff and making this work for like a career of some sort. I want to start investigating. I would love to go to Canada, or because Canada is like someplace nobody really thinks to go, but there's so many stories of the ancient sites where like people would disappear, or they would be known to have like a certain type of people there or whatever, and they would have a name, like they were like little smaller people or something, and they would stay away from those places. It's not the same as going to like a castle, because I love watching Paranormal Files. That's like one of my favorite. I watch it every week when it's premiering. And also Exploring with Josh has a really high budget good ones. Like they went to Hobbit Hole, and yeah, like America's so young. We have so few like younger spirits and everything here. Well, the Native Americans were here, so they're pretty old and ancient. But imagine like a place like Scotland or the UK or Ireland. That just, I can't even imagine. I really want to go there someday and feel what that feels like. So, okay, I hope you like my video, and that I still have subscribers, because I might not. Who knows? But, yeah, I enjoy doing this. I miss doing this. This is like therapy for me, to do stuff outside that I enjoy doing, like planting stuff and talking to spirits and just living the earth-based happy life. Alright, guys, blessed be. I hope you guys are all doing good. Miss you. Bye.